Welcome back to the second video of the Geography Chapter 6, Manufacturing Industries. The video 1, we were discussing about what is a manufacturing industry, that is the definition. Then we dealt with how agriculture and industry is complementary to each other. Then we dealt with the classification of industries. Then we learnt about few agro-based industries. Now for the second video, we are dealing with mineral-based industries and industrial pollution and environmental degradation. These are the two topics in the second video. Let's start with mineral-based industries. What are mineral-based industries? Industries that use minerals and metals as raw materials. I repeat, those industries that use minerals and metals as raw materials are called mineral-based industries. In the mineral-based industries, we will first learn about iron and steel industry. Let's go to the history and the present status of iron and steel industry. First industry was established at Porto Novo in Tamil Nadu, followed by Kutli in West Bengal. That is one of the iron and steel industry. The first industry was established at Porto Novo, which is in Tamil Nadu, and Kutli in West Bengal. Then we have one of the first integrated steel plant which came up in Jamshedpur in 1907. Then presently there are about 10 primary integrated iron and steel plant and around 200 mini plant steels. This is some of the history and the present status of iron and steel industry. I repeat, first established in Porto Novo in Tamil Nadu and followed by Kutli in West Bengal. Then first integrated steel plant which came in Jamshedpur in 1907. Then let's go to the importance of iron and steel industry. We are all aware iron and steel industry is one of the basic industry. Since all the other industries, that is heavy, medium and light, they depend on it for their machinery. All the machineries are made with the help of iron and steel. So this is one of the basic industry. Then we have production and consumption of steel is often regarded as the index of a country's development. We know a country's economic development depends upon the production and consumption of steel, because this is the basic key industry of a particular country, especially ours. Then India ranks 9th among the world crude steel producers. India ranks 9th among the world crude steel producers. So this is with regard to its importance. Let's go back to the location where these industries, that is iron and steel plants, are located. What are the different factors of location? One of the most important most of the iron and steel industries are located in the Peninsula Plateau. Most of the iron and steel industry are located in Peninsula Plateau. Then iron and steel industry requires heavy raw materials like iron ore, limestone, coal, etc. And industries are located in the area where these are easily available. So all these things are necessary, like iron ore, limestone, coal. So these industries are located in the areas where these raw materials are available. Then we have raw materials as well as finished goods. From the raw material to the finished good, it is heavy. So it requires a well-developed transportation facility. So naturally, Peninsula Plateau has got both Delhi, Kolkata and Mumbai and Kolkata. It's a national sea route. It is a national route area. So it is easy for the transportation of these heavy goods or these steels. So naturally it is also one of the major factors for the location of industry. Then it requires a continuous supply of water and electricity, which is also possible in the Peninsula Plateau region. So easy availability of water and electricity. Then what is the next important factor? That is, we need to have skilled and non-skilled labor, which must be easily available. That is one of the important factors, and which is also available in the Peninsula Plateau. Then next is the capital, without which it is not possible. So the capital and banking facilities are easily available. It must be easy. Banking and capital facilities must be easily available in these areas. Then the next is export and import facilities it must also be available through these ports. Which are the ports? We have Kolkata, Paradip, Visakhapatnam and Chennai. These are the important ports in India which helps for the export and import of these iron and steel industries or the products of the iron and steel industries. So which is also available. So that is why these industries are located in these near these ports. Then the other thing is market. Market must be well developed in the nearby areas. So these are the important factors for the location of iron and steel industries. Okay. Then we have some of the problems our iron and steel industries are facing, or the different challenges our industries are facing. What are the different challenges? The first one is high costs and limited availability of coking coal, which is one of the byproduct of iron and steel industry. So high cost and limited availability of coking coal. And what about the second challenge? Lower productivity of labor. The productivity of labor is less. That is mainly because there is no skilled labor. There is no skilled labor. There is inefficiency we see in the laborers. So naturally there is low productivity of labor. Then what about the third challenge? Irregular supply of energy, irregular supply of electricity. So that is also one of the important challenge this particular industry is facing. Last, poor infrastructure, no proper infrastructure. Only when we have good infrastructure, it says that the productivity of labor will also increase. Proper lighting facilities and all the other facilities must be given to the laborer. So naturally, the productivity of labor will also increase if we have a proper infrastructure. So these are the important challenges this particular industry, that is the iron and steel industry, is facing. I repeat, high costs, limited availability of coking coal, lower productivity of labor, irregular supply of energy, and poor infrastructure. Now, let us go to the next industry, the automobile industry. The next is the automobile industry. That is, we are quite aware that is after liberalization, the coming in of new models, lot of new models, it has stimulated the demand for vehicles in the market, and which led to the healthy growth of the industries. Now we understand, each and everyone has a tendency to buy the different varieties of new model cars. Understood? So naturally, the demand for the vehicles have gone up. So naturally, the growth in the automobile industries. Then we have foreign direct investment brought in new technology and align the industry with global development. So lot of we have support from the foreign investment through, it is brought in through the new technology, and thus it was possible for us to have an increase in the automobile industries in India. Then we have around 15 manufacturers, passenger cars, multi-utility vehicles, 9 of commercial vehicles, 14 of the 2 and 3 wheelers. So we have many manufacturing units available, automobile industries available in India. Then most of the industries are located in Delhi, Gurgaon, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow, etc. These are some of the important places where these industries are, that is where the automobile industries are located. Now let's go to the next industry, that is the information technology and electronics. The information technology and electronics, which is the present scenario of the day. That is, wide range of products are ranging from transistor sets to television sets, computers and various other equipments are available. Then we also understand that it looks after the needs of defense equipments, railways, airways, space, flights, meteorological departments. All these are connected, that is, all these are needs the information technology and electronics. Then we have, besides the hardware, the country has earned reputation in the development of software also. Then Indian electronics industry is contributing a lot to the space technology as well. We understand that the Indian electronics is supporting our space technology also. Then we have some other places like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Kanpur, Pune, Lucknow, Coimbatore, some of the major centers of electronics centers or industries. Then we have 18 software technology parks which provide single window service and a high data communication facility to software experts. Then we have IT industry which employs over 1 million person, and lot of employment opportunities are there in the IT sector. And we must be surprised to know that about 30% of the women are working in this sector. And especially it is a safe job for the women. So 30% of the women are working. 30% of the percent of the people are employed in this particular sector. So from all these points we understand that how important our information technology and electronic is. Then next we shall go to the industrial pollution. Now we understand that though industry is important in all respect, but we understand that industry is causing lot of pollution to our environment. First, let us discuss about the 4 types of pollution, that is air pollution, water pollution, land pollution and noise pollution. This we are learning from our small classes onwards, the 4 different types of pollution: air, water, land and noise. Now let us go in deep with the air pollution and its cause. We know that the smoke which is emitted by the industries, it carries a higher proportion of undesirable gases, materials which consisting of both solid and liquid particles which affect human health, animals, plant, materials and the atmosphere. So it is causing pollution, air pollution. Now what is its remedy? How can we rectify? How can we reduce the air pollution from the different industries? That is better fuel selection and utilization, use of oil instead of coal in the industries. These are the basic things that we know. That is better fuel selection and utilization and use of oil instead of coal in the industries. What about the next? Use of equipments like inertial separators, filters, precipitators and scrubbers. That is, whatever the air which is moving out of the industries must be filtered with, it must be filtered, only then it must be emitted into the atmosphere. So through all these are certain ways of remedy that we can do for the air pollution. Now let us go to the next, that is the water pollution. What are the causes? That is industrial effluent are discharged into the rivers, which are both organic and inorganic materials, which is discharged into the rivers. So naturally, it is dangerous to the living beings in the water. It affects the aquatic animals and plants. Then we have the paper pulp, the textiles, chemicals, petroleum refining, tannery and electroplating are the major industries creating water pollution. These are some of the industries which is creating water pollution. I repeat, paper pulp industries, textile industries, chemical industries, petroleum refining industries, tannery and electroplating industries are few of the major industries which is creating water pollution. And what are the remedies? Few remedies that we can take in order to reduce water pollution. First one is treatment of industrial liquids can be done in 3 different phases. It has to be done in 3 different phases. One is what is the first one? The primary treatment by mechanical process. The primary treatment has to be done. What about the second? Secondary treatment by the biological process. Okay. And the third one is the tertiary treatment by biological, chemical and physical processes, which includes recycling of waste water. Ultimately, when you the last is the refined water or the pure water is discharged into the river. So likewise, it is possible for us to remedy or take precautions while in these industries. It is a prime responsibility of the authorities of these important industries to make sure that the water pollution, the remedies has to be introduced into these industries. And the next one is noise pollution, that we are all aware, which arises from industries, from the transport, and also it causes impairment of hearing, and it increases heart rate and blood pressure. And so it has to, those industries have to make sure the different techniques has to be given, or different things has to be given to the laborers. If an industry which has lot of sound, then make sure that the ear, it closes the ear, or some earbud like thing has been provided to the laborers, so that there is no problem with the hearing problem. So all these are the things that has to be taken into consideration. So this is with respect to the different kind of pollution. I hope it is clear, and I hope you have understood, and it is clear with both the videos. Thank you and have a great day.